gentlemen, this is Alistair. I'm coming to you live via satellite. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Benchmade SHOT Show 575GY-2001. So let's get into it. I may not be in the rest of the video. Who knows? Let's figure it out.
The Mini Presidio 2, according to my sources online, has already been discontinued. So we brought the prototype out that we have to compare to the SHOT Show one.
Oh yeah, we should try a prototype.
Yeah. Now this is the second version of the Mini Presidio. It's a little bit bigger than the first version. They changed the handle up, made it thinner.
Changed the steel up.
Changed the steel, upgraded it to S30, which a lot of the new stuff is.
Yeah.
And the SHOT Show one is still aluminum handles, but it's a burnt bronze. I don't know what kind of coating it is, but it's just a burnt bronze.
Which is actually the first Cerakote color we actually ever ran out of.
Yeah.
Was burnt bronze, because everybody wants burnt bronze.
Yep. And then they did this one with M4 and a coated blade.
Yeah, it looks like the same gray that they use for the bailout and the bug out.
PVD coating.
Yeah.
One big thing that Alistair pointed out to me is DLC clip.
Yeah, DLC clip.
None of this garbage. It's a DLC clip.
That's Parkerized.
Yes.
And this is DLC clip.
Other than that, they're almost the same. Just steel, limited run.
Same length, same.
Yeah, I mean everything. If you look at the spec sheet, everything is the same. The only difference is the burnt bronze coating, the coated blade, and the coated clip and the M4 blade. Which, I mean, good for them going M4. I mean, if you're going to go hard steel, go hard steel.
I think since these, before they were discontinued, these were like 165, and the SHOT Show one is going for 235.
235?
Yeah, right there.
But you're getting, well, and the Presidio itself is built to be a very hard use knife. It's aluminum scales on steel liners. And the M4, I mean, you're just going right to the top of the list. You're talking about hardness for steels. You know what I mean? Nobody, even in the blade sports competitions, people enter with knives that aren't M4, but nobody wins with knives that aren't M4.
Yeah.
So if it's winning blade sports, I mean, it's a pinnacle. Obviously, they coated it because it likes nothing more than to rust. I mean, it's almost like M4's natural state is rusty.
Yeah.
There you go. Now we got to buff the edge. It's fucked.
Yeah. No, these things are.
You just bought it.
Well, I mean, they took a good hard use knife and they basically said, "Here's a knife that you won't have to sharpen when you're fighting for your life."
They basically made it as hard use as it can be. But I mean, and the Axis lock is proven to be strongest lock on the market. Then you go full steel liners, which are hardened. These are actually hardened liners. And aluminum scales, and about the hardest steel. I mean, this is about as indestructible as the Presidio can get.
The only thing they could have done is, and it would be super exotic and extremely expensive, would be ZDP.
No.
Yeah, but that's exclusive.
It's not
just anybody can buy ZDP.
It would be super exotic, and the price range would be far outside what people could afford.
I don't even know if Benchmade could get their hands on or talk to the company that makes it and get.
Isn't it Hitachi?
Hitachi. I believe it is. Yeah.
It's but it's like even
the back massager people.
Yeah, they made quality laptops for a while.
Yeah.
But I think it's different at Dodge, or at least different arms. Like Subaru is technically like Fuji Heavy Industries. Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's like saying it's made by GE. What part of GE?
Yeah. They make the people that make the microwaves, the people that make the jet engines. But
that's the train guys.
Yeah, the train guys. But we have even tried to get ZDP 189 in the past, and they're like, no. So, if you don't already get ZDP 189, good luck getting it.
Well, think of who uses it. William Henry does regularly, and Spyderco does regularly.
Yes.
Those are the only two companies I know.
Miyabi used it for limited editions.
Yeah.
But regularly, it's literally.
So I don't know how much you would have to order in order to get it, but Benchmade doesn't usually do special steels in their normal productions. The Contigo and the Super Freak are the only two that I know. But
Dash 1.
Sorry, Freak Dash 1.
Let's not get them in trouble with the Super Freak thing.
Super.
Colloquially, it's called the Super Freak, but it's not really called the Super Freak for obvious reasons.
My understanding with that steel is that you basically have to have a man in Japan who has business connections who can talk for you, purchase it for their business, and then the slop left over they sell to you.
Or at least, at the very least, an existing relationship.
Yeah, which...
There's ZDP, because, well, we should probably mention why, because ZDP 189 can Rockwell up to
67?
North of 67. I've heard tail of 69 is a theoretical top, but there's nobody who can do a controlled heat treat, or at least has tried to do a controlled heat treat so perfectly they can get to 69.
You would have to be Hitachi doing it, basically.
67 is basically where it seems to top out. M4 is 64, I want to say. I'm going from memory here, so I might be off, but I think M4 can get up to 64. We just did some M4 today that's going to top out at 62 with a cryo. So even where the only way we could have got it higher was with an oil quench, but we couldn't do it outside, and I don't want to oil quench in the building. So we're just gonna give up those 2 points because I don't know. I don't want to light the basement on fire really just to get 2 more fucking Rockwell points on some M4.
But it's a measuring stick, man.
Good for that. That's cool, but you know,
I got the hardest steel.
Somebody else can burn their building down for 2 hardness points on the Rockwell scale for some M4. I can live with 62, especially we're just making scribe knives. We're not making anything hard to use.
Yeah. But overall, I think this thing's a win. It's not too much more expensive. You get double the steel, basically.
I missed it. What does this go for?
235.
235. M4. Hard as fuck. Some burnt bronze.
They only do like small amount. I think 1,000 is how many